Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl Butler, and you're listening to the Mighty Mommy's Quick and Dirty Tips podcast, which will help make your life as a parent a little bit easier and a lot more fun. Welcome! Today's episode is number 439, 8 Ways to Create Summer Fun for Toddlers, because our little ones need to stay busy during the summer months just like our older kids do. As the mom of 8, many of my favorite memories from when my kids were younger were their spirited toddler days. Toddlers can sometimes get a bad rap, with comments about how exhausting and thankless it can be to parent a little one who always seems to be creating messes or throwing a tantrum if they don't get their own way. And while that is certainly part of their deal, I always enjoyed their curiosity about life. It's a toddler's job to explore his surroundings and investigate all the things that are new to him. Summer can be a wonderful time to let your active little one discover some of the sights and sounds of the season. Mighty Mommy shares 8 ways to create summer fun for your toddler. Tip number 1, backyard waterbed retreat. Keeping cool in a pool isn't the only way to stay refreshed on a hot summer's day. You can also have tons of fun in your very own backyard waterbed, which is also referred to as a water blob. What is a water blob, and how do you make one? Simple. A water blob is a large piece of plastic sheeting, which is really a clear, thin tarp, filled with water. When it's done, it makes a cool, dry play surface. And for added fun, you can even turn on a sprinkler on top of the blob, which then turns it into something similar to the popular slip and slide. There are many renditions of the water blob available on both Pinterest and the internet. The one that my family made came from directions shared on PBS Parents, and the materials couldn't be more simple: plastic sheeting and duct tape. The instructions are to fold the plastic sheeting in half and tape the 3 open sides with duct tape. Insert the hose and fill the blob with water. When it's full, tape the small openings shut and let the kids loose. If you like, you can add some blue food coloring for a little extra fun. Tip number 2, a backyard teepee. One activity that my kids have always loved and did when they were little was finding nooks in the house to turn into a cozy place to hang out or hide in. With tweens and teens now, those days are pretty much behind me, but memories of them snuggled up in a corner with a blanket and pillows still makes me smile. Earlier this summer, I noticed my neighbor had a fun tent arrangement put up in her backyard. She has twins who are about 18 months old. I could hear them laughing and having a ball, so I went over to investigate, and when I realized the tent was a homemade teepee, I even squealed. When she shared how easy this backyard teepee was that she found online, I wished I had been able to do this for my 8 kids when they were younger. The materials were simply 6 6-foot bamboo stakes found in a gardening department, a king-size flat bed sheet, jute, and 10 to 12 clothespins. For directions on this easy and clever teepee that's sure to keep your toddler entertained on a hot summer day, visit mama.papa.bubba.com. Tip number 3, do nothing together. Dr. Hirsch Pasek, co-author of Einstein Never Used Flashcards, How Our Children Really Learn and Why They Need to Play More and Memorize Less, says there's a myth that doing nothing is wasting time, when it's actually extremely productive and essential, she says. During empty hours, kids explore the world at their own pace, develop their own unique set of interests, and indulge in the sort of fantasy play that will help them figure out how to create their own happiness, handle problems with others on their own, and sensibly manage their own time. That's a critical life skill, she says. So spending time just chilling out with your toddler this summer is one of the best gifts that you can give him. Unscheduled blocks of time throughout your week can be a wonderful way to connect with your toddler and at the same time, just let him putter around his environment, investigating and entertaining himself with whatever his little heart fancies. I refer to this as lay low time with my 8 kids and made sure we had chunks of this unstructured time on a very regular basis, especially on hot summer days when we didn't feel like being hot and busy. Some days they would get completely absorbed in pretend play or looking through their books and coloring. Other days they would just meander around being silly or seeking me out as a play date. It really didn't matter how that time was spent, as long as it was unstructured downtime. Tip number 4. A bathtub with stuffed animals. Let your toddler enjoy the tub without actually taking a bath. Simply let your child gather his favorite stuffed animals and dolls, put them in an empty bathtub, and let them play. Because the tub is a small contained area, they can let their imaginations run wild, as though they were on a safari adventure or a big steamboat or even a jumbo jet. Tip number 5. Toddler hide and seek. In Why Playing Hide and Seek is Good for Your Child, the article points out that hide and seek is not just fun and games, but great for your toddler's development as well. Searching for objects or people encourages children to use their imagination and helps them develop problem-solving skills as they try to work out the best place to hide or find their target. They can even start to appreciate the concept of volume as they try to find the smallest hiding place that they can fit into. It also gives them an opportunity to develop their social skills as they play with others, learn to deal with conflicts between participants, take turns, and practice the other skills that will enable them to work effectively in teams. Get your child outside and enjoy the warm summer air with a game of hide and seek. Hide behind the swing set or next to your big oak tree. You can take turns hiding and enjoying the excitement of finding one another. It's a great game for siblings as well. And best of all, you don't need anything but yourselves and some space in your yard, the park, or even your living room to play. Tip number 6. Find and collect. Just as toddlers delight in playing hide and seek, they also love to collect things. When my kids were inquisitive toddlers, one of our favorite ways to spend a nice afternoon was to grab some sand pails, our wagon, and take a stroll through the neighborhood. I would pull them up and down the street and let them get out and explore. They would find twigs, little rocks, feathers, dandelions, and everything else in between, and excitedly place these neat finds in their buckets. This is not only a great exercise for you and your toddler, but it's also a wonderful opportunity to work on language development by labeling things and a fun way to get some fresh air and get out of the house. Tip number 7. Back to basic bubbles. My first experience with kids and bubbles was over 20 years ago when my 2 oldest children were crawling and learning to walk. Bubbles have held a magical power over kids for decades and still do. They're simple and fun to play with, yet they can keep kids mesmerized and entertained for hours. Whether your toddler is learning to blow bubbles or enjoying the chase to catch and pop them, getting back to basics with bubble play can entertain your little one all summer long. And if you're feeling adventurous, you can make your own giant bubbles with this super easy recipe from Happy Hooligans, which you can find by visiting the Mighty Mommy page at www.quickanddirtytips.com/mighty-mommy and look for episode number 439. And tip number 8, one of my favorites, an outdoor bath. Take advantage of a warm summer evening by bathing your toddler outdoors. Fill a kiddie pool with water, bath toys, and bubbles, and turn a ho-hum bath into an exciting event. What fun activities keep your toddler busy during the summer months? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section at quickanddirtytips.com/mighty-mommy, or you can post your ideas on the Mighty Mommy Facebook page, and you can also reach me by email at mommy@quickanddirtytips.com. And I have lots of family-friendly suggestions on my boards at pinterest.com/mightymommyqdt. As always, thanks for listening. Enjoy summertime fun with your family. And until next time, happy parenting.